by Bandwagon Radio and the Omen Channel, where entertainment news, current events, and much more is corresponding for the masses. Not only can you hear her, you can watch this beauty weekly on Mondays with MsMedia.
Welcome to Mondays with MsMedia. I'm your host, Celeste Mose, MsMedia. Today's guest is Elijah Marquise. He's a singer, songwriter, and all-around artist. Let's get into the show. Today I'm joined on stage with Elijah Marquise. How are you today, sir?
I'm great.
You're very handsome.
Thank you.
I think that season 2, and this is no knock on anybody who came on season 1, great looking bunch of people I had on season 1, but season 2 I had some really fine people on my stage, so thank you for gracing today.
Thank you.
What was your week like? What did you do this week?
I was very busy this week. My agent opened her new venue downtown, uptown, I guess.
Yeah.
It's called the Hybrid Suite. I'll be having my new nights every Monday.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
so I'll be doing a Taco Tuesday, but on a Monday thing with a live
What a
band.
rebel.
Okay. With a live band, drinks, food,
Yeah.
just me and my background singers are going to be.
Do you know when you're
Listen,
starting? When are you starting?
We are starting the second week of April.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up with my mask on.
Yes.
How would you describe yourself? Who is Marquise? Who is Elijah Marquise? Who are you as a man, as an artist? How would you describe yourself?
I would say that I am very, very passionate about everything that I do.
Okay.
I'm very, very loving. I do everything with emotion.
I like that.
My boyfriend doesn't like that because he thinks I should be more logical.
So I assume he's the logical.
Yeah, he's
okay.
definitely the logical
Okay.
one. But yeah, I'm just very passionate behind everything I do. My mom likes to call me a Swiss Army knife because
Why?
I can do just about everything: interior design, hair, makeup,
That's cool. Okay.
music, dancing, everything.
You did your own makeup?
Yes.
I did my own makeup today.
We're beat.
I had to do my own makeup today. Shout out to Miss Wilson, who is my makeup artist, but we had some scheduling conflicts, so I had to beat my own self. Would you say that it's an exceptional beat?
It's exceptional.
I appreciate that. How was home life for Elijah? What did growing up look like for you?
How much time do we have?
Yeah.
Okay. Growing up was difficult. It was difficult. No shade to my mom. However, she did the best that she could. I was just a troubled child. I really was. Like, I didn't want to listen to anybody. I still have problems with authority. Like, I'm an Aquarius, so we think we know
Are you?
everything.
As
Yes.
am I. When you said that you were emotionally driven, I thought he sounds like an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with you
We're
not wanting to
definitely-
listen to people, is that why you were late for today's interview?
No. I was late, and it was all my fault because, like I said, I woke up. I got a very later start. Than
And
I
you
should
had to
have.
do that beat. The beat was at least you came in here beat. If you had come in here with pimples and there being no explanation.
And I had to grab your. I was like, I had to get her flowers.
He brought
I had
me
to bring her
beautiful
flowers.
red roses. You guys will see them at the end of the episode. Very beautiful, very classy.
Yeah.
So no shade to mom. She did the best she could.
Definitely.
You felt like you were a troubled child. What
She
was
would
so
say the
troubled
same.
about you?
I did not listen to anybody. I mean, school was school. You know,
Yeah.
my mom made sure her kids were definitely like grade A students, C average. But you know, we were great in school. It's just home life. My mom worked 90 hours a week. You know,
What? Wow. How many kids
Yeah.
were there?
just me and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was the oldest, so
Yeah.
I kind of had to take care of everything. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly, because I feel like I am one of the best people that I know, and that's not narcissism. It's just I feel like not a lot of people think like me. Like I think with like I feel like people should care about stuff, and people just are so cold-hearted nowadays, and they just are just like, oh well, this is happening. And I'm like, no, like these are people too. Like this is happening. You should care about it just because it's not in your immediate
Right.
circle. But
We're actually doing we're doing a series on narcissism, I should say. Myself and her name is Ruba Cunningham, and I could actually tell you that was not narcissistic, just so that you know. That's just you loving yourself. I think people easily kind of confuse, if you look in the mirror too many times, you're a narcissist.
Yeah.
You will find out on Mondays with MsMedia that is not what narcissism is. So just so that you know, it's great that you love who you are as a person.
Yeah, it took me a while. It definitely took me a while to come into myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm definitely an individual. Like, I don't like to follow anybody's norms, anybody's rules. Mm-hmm. I'm still a boy, you know. I just like hair and makeup. I might throw on a heel or two every now and then, a crop top or two.
I love everything about what you just said.
Yeah,
because I'm still a boy. I think that's what it did. I think that's what it was for me.
Because I get a lot of people that bring up the trans question, and they're like, "Hey, are you trans? Are you trans?" I think
people ask you directly.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, they're bold, and I love it because I'm very blunt. My mom's a New Yorker, so just raised that way. We're very blunt with everything. Yeah. But I just feel like, you know, what's for y'all is for y'all, what's for me is for me. I'm gonna do me, and I'm not, you know, doing it to please anyone else. I'm doing it to please me because I like what I wear, and, you know, I like how I look, and my man does, so that's all that matters.
You've said some things that are excellent segues into some questions I have later in the episode. Who are 5 artists that you have on your playlist right now who motivate you as an artist? Because there's people that we listen to because we just like how they sound, and there's people that we listen to right before we go into the lab. Mm-hmm. Who are those 5 people for you?
My faves, the people that, one, Mariah Carey. She's
really?
The reason why I sing in the first place.
Okay.
Whitney Houston. Beyonce. Brandy, definitely. Brandy is like my everything.
Really?
I breathe her so much.
You breathe Brandy.
I breathe Brandy.
You're going to have to text me 10 songs that qualify while you
learn
breathe.
the hard way.
Oh, you got them ready?
Look. I got them ready. And actually, my sister, Kaylee Roselle, she's amazing. She has a great EP that's out, and I've been literally, there's like 5 songs that I just keep rewinding. Every time it stops, I'll rewind it because it's just great writing and great production. And I live for great writing and great production.
I love great writing.
Yes.
Yeah, I care about the actual words. It's interesting, some of my favorite artists right now are local artists. Mm-hmm. Don't have contracts yet, or, you know, still talking with record labels, and these are people who are getting up, still working jobs every day.
Yeah.
And their music honestly helps push me to come out on stage every single week. I think last week I came out to Queen of the Queen City, which is by Mary Mack. So, you know, the music really has to motivate you, and the words have to matter, right?
Yeah. If I could have an honorable mention.
Who you got?
Janiyah Tashay.
I feel like I know this. I know that name.
She just performed at Recess recently, but she has an EP out and a song called Wait. The song's called Wait.
Okay.
It's a great song. I've been listening to that whole EP nonstop as well too.
MsMedia has heard that name a few times.
She's
I actually
great.
Wouldn't be surprised if I run into her this evening. I'm covering some sort of music showcase where Stephen the Dream is offering up $500 to whomever wins. So I'm not sure if it's R&B, if it's rap, or
I believe it's what I bought me.
Is that okay? I'll find out though.
Yeah.
I'll find out. But I've heard that name before, so I will do a little more digging because it's not the first time I've heard that name. What is a vocal producer? I saw on your Instagram that that's one of the tags that you have, and I thought it was a great term. I hadn't heard it before. What is a vocal producer?
Well, I mainly just focus on vocals. You know, you go to studios nowadays, and because there's so many rappers and so many people that just want to jump out and do rap or hip hop, or are so used to throwing, you know, auto-tune or Melodyne on top of their voice.
Right.
And Melodyne is just completely different than auto-tune. You can literally like change the notes, like help change specific notes, or, you know, pitch them up a little bit.
I learned something. I've never heard of Melodyne.
Yes,
okay.
I use Melodyne. It's great, but I mainly focus on vocal production, vocal arrangement. You know, making sure that your voice sounds clear and the most natural. That's what I care about with a song, especially because if the voice sounds like it's not natural, if it doesn't sound the same when you perform it live, it doesn't resonate as much as like Whitney.
Yeah.
You know, you hear her the same way when she sings live. And I go for more of a classic sound. I love R&B. That's my favorite genre. Yeah. Neo soul. So those all play into, especially Mariah Carey and Brandy. Those inspirations definitely play into my vocal production. And I love harmonies. I breathe harmonies.
I'm big on harmony. I used to sing in the worship team growing up. And if you sang on a worship team, you know that it's really all harmony.
That's all it is.
It's all it is, yeah. So I'm really big on harmony. Have you listened to Hotels yet?
Yes.
What you think?
On repeat. That's one of my favorites.
What?
I actually did a cover to that.
You did a cover to that? I'm late to the Jasmine Sullivan game. I know. I shouldn't even say this on camera. I'm very late to it. Since she busted them windows out dude's car, aside of that, I hadn't really been following her.
Wow.
I know. I'm saying it right here.
Well, the industry has, they haven't done her any justice.
Could be that. Yeah. I think that's fair. When we come back, we'll talk to Elijah about being a black man in America and find out if America is, in fact, the land of the free.
Yes, ma'am.
When we return.
If I never have another night to live, if I never have another breath to give, if I never get to see another day, I can't allow this moment to get away. I've made a lot of tough decisions. Good intentions guided all my years, most of which left me broken. I closed my eyes to hold in the tears. As I walk the remainder of my journey, I know it's best that you're told. I've always wanted you, to love you, to see where it all goes. I might be late in my admission, but I hope my submission is clear. I'm sorry it took me so long to get past my hurt, my thoughts, my fear. Please excuse my selfishness. I apologize for my words of disruption. I know this may be a bit to take in, but I beg you pardon the interruption. You're the one that I wanted to learn. You're the one that I wanted to adore. You're the one that I wanted to admire. You're the one that I wanted to support. I wanted to be the comfort amidst the cries. I wanted to be the relax at stressful times. I wanted to be the peace that peaces your heart. Anything you need for us to not be apart. Your intelligence, your beauty, your beliefs, your time. Your everything is amazing, and I just wish it was mine.
Welcome back to Mondays with MsMedia. I'm your host, Celeste Mose, MsMedia, and I am joined by Elijah Marquise. Yes. Before we went to commercial, the question was being a black person in America. The past 4 years has certainly shown us, reminded us, I think, about what we've read in books and what our parents have told us. I don't think that you or I ever thought that we'd actually live through a lot of what we've lived through over these past 4 years. Have you ever experienced racism?
No. Quite honestly, I can say I've never experienced racism firsthand.
Firsthand, right.
Yeah, racism has never been a problem for me. However, homophobia and the other things that come with being me, but my race has never been an issue for me.
That sucks, and I'm sorry for that. I don't like that. It's good that you have not directly, you don't have any stories. Unfortunately, I do. My parents afforded us going to really good schools, so I went to school with people who didn't necessarily look like me. And even though they were nice, there were some that weren't nice. And so at early ages, I was shown really what my space is in this country, and I've learned early how to navigate that. So I'm glad that you didn't necessarily have that from that angle. But I could not imagine having to navigate being black and my sexuality on top of that in this country. What does that look like for you?
It looks like me walking into a room and everybody looks at me and I can't tell if they're like yes or like ew, what the fuck, what is that?
Yeah.
So it's, you grow a thicker skin as you grow up, and again, my mom kind of just reassured me about, I'm beautiful, and I am love. I don't have a malicious bone in my body, and only the people who I need around me will be able to see that and will be able to have access to that. The other people are all just outsiders, and they don't get to experience how great of a person and how great I can love them. So it's just I take it up to more so it's like it's your loss that
This is a redundant question. What is your sexuality?
I am pansexual.
Pansexual, so not so redundant because I have an assumption. So explain to me what pansexual means.
I don't know the exact Webster dictionary definition, but I have the Elijah dictionary definition.
Who's Elijah's? Yeah.
And I just, I can get into a little bit of everything, being sexuality,
okay.
Or gender. I'm with it all. As you just have to be a beautiful person, and a little bit on the outside because we care about looks a little bit. I'm a little shallow. Sorry, but on the inside especially, I've had trans friends. I've had straight. I have straight friends and bisexual friends and lesbian friends and all these things. I say friends, and we all know what that means. However,
I don't know what that means. And be all ambiguous on here. What that mean? What does it mean? What does friends mean?
Well, then we can say lovers.
Oh, okay. Now, Elijah, are you alluding to the fact that there is a fluidity in your sexuality?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what I can.
Is that what pansexual means? Yes. That there is some fluidity?
A lot of fluidity.
I've learned some things today. I've learned about. Is it pansexuality?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? And then what was the term that you used outside of auto-tune?
Melodyne.
Melodyne.
Yes.
I've had an entire season of artists on my stage and no one has ever said that term to me. So thank you for dropping some nuggets on me. I'm not going to be as dumb as I left. Gender neutrality is something that's kind of moving its way into the music and entertainment industry. How do you feel about that?
I love it because it's just these people who are coming before me, Lil Nas X. I mean, I know he's very controversial, however.
Why is that the name you popped out with?
Because he, as a gay black man, especially to be a rapper.
To be a rapper, yeah.
And such a straight, heterosexual dominated, field.
Yeah.
He got in there and he really made it his own. And you see he still does makeup. He wears wigs at times. He wears platform boots at times. He has this, very couture type of fashion.
He's no Billy Porter, though.
He's no Billy Porter. However, Billy Porter's not for everyone.
Facts.
Lil Nas X isn't for everyone. I'm not for everyone, but the people that they are for, we definitely appreciate them.
Since you brought up Lil Nas X, did you see that Tekashi 6ix9ine tried to slide in his DM? Do you think there's any truth to that?
I'm going to, can I call on a friend?
How do you feel about Zaya Wade transitioning at such a young age?
It's beautiful. I think that to be able to see two black parents, especially successful black parents who have a name for themselves and a reputation, to be able to put themselves aside to say, this is my child and I love you however you come.
Yeah.
And whatever, you need to be yourself, we're here for it. And I love that support. I definitely had that support growing up, so I just love that for her.
Wow.
And I can't wait to see her grow up and flourish into the young woman she wants to be.
Yeah. It's interesting you would say that. I've told this story on my Facebook a few times, but now I get to tell it here. When Connor and, when Kevin and Connor's father's name is Kevin, when Kevin and I were deciding that we wanted to have a child and we were taking those steps and we got pregnant and then we found out we were having a boy. We started having every possible conversation that we thought we'd have to have as black Americans. What if our son were this? What if he were that? What if he were this? What if he were that? How would we react? How would we love him? How would we support him? And Kevin and I were very, very, very much always on the same page that if our son were homosexual, it would not change anything about how we treated him, how we loved him, or how we supported him. We believe him to be heterosexual. That's the way he's communicated his sexuality to us. But he knows today, as a 10-year-old, still now, that there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change the way your parents feel about you. You could commit some crimes and I'm probably still gonna cover it up for you. I'm your mama. So
yeah.
I love that level of support, and I think that and I'm gonna go there, not even on my cards. I think that if more black parents came outside themselves and were supportive of loving their kids that organically, there wouldn't be so many down low brothers making black women the highest ones for HIV falling. I'm just saying. If the parents were more loving.
And that's why I plugged the zip on the Tekashi 69 question.
Super fair.
Yeah.
Are there any stereotypes in the music industry that you'd like to see end? Any of any kind?
That's a lot. I'm trying to figure out where to start, honestly.
We can stay on topic. We can stay on looks. We can stay on sexuality. We can stay on fluidity. There's actually a new rapper. I did not remember his name. I don't remember where he's based, but he is, he's like a lighter complected. I don't even know what his nationality is, but he just, over the past week, I think, just came out as a gay rapper. But in his music, he's also rapping about like females and dudes.
You just gave me my answer.
You know who I'm talking about?
No, but you did just give me my answer.
Okay.
There's a couple of artists that I know and I've worked with that, you know, are in this, you know, everybody knows their tea. However, their music reflects that they like women and they are in relationships with women and are in love with this woman, and we're singing about old girl and we're talking about old girl. However, you know you don't give that. So, honestly, I just feel like, because when I write my music, you hear boy, you hear man, you hear him, you hear he and she occasionally, but you know, it's a lot of boy, because I've had a lot of men relationships, you know, men and men relationships.
Yeah.
I feel like, just be honest. If you're going to be going forward with your artistry, your artistry is a reflection of you. It's a huge reflection of you.
Yeah.
You can still have your alter egos and whatever. I don't really get into that. However, your artistry is the purest form of you.
Yeah.
You get to express every little ounce of yourself in your heart.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should definitely be honest with yourself and your music, as well as with your fans, because they're going to be like, who is he singing about? Because he's on the stage looking like you looking.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not going to be singing about no girl.
Shut up.
At the moment, you know. But, because I'm looking how I'm looking, and I am who I am. I would love to see the stereotypes of men having to be masculine in the music industry. I would love that to die.
What does that mean? Expound on that.
Just overtly masculine. Just
Overtly,
you know,
okay.
Looking all tough and buff and
Yeah.
walking around and got a deep ass voice.
Yeah.
And you know, he just you know, just is what the gender norm would be for a man.
Gotcha.
Versus me, who loves makeup, who loves hair, who loves fashion and wearing different things. And you know, it might be a skirt one day, it might be some pants the next day, and I might sag. I might wear some heels with, you know, a crop top one day, and the next day I'm in a suit.
I want to say, as soon as he sat down, he did give me props on my shoes.
Yeah.
I do want to say that.
Shoe cam.
I do want to say that. He did. I want to point that out. Okay, so I could see that. I think what you're talking about is keeping it real.
Yeah.
I really don't know how these artists are living double lives. As an artist, if your truth is not coming through in your art, whatever it is, if you are a pianist, a dancer, a stripper, a writer, whatever your art,
Yes, stripper.
if your truth is not coming through, then what is the art? Like, what are you doing? You're really just emulating something someone else did. That's emulating something you saw someone else did. Hannah Montana, you stupid. I will say about Lil Nas X, when he first came out, the Old Town Road song wasn't a favorite of mine. Like, I wasn't into it, but I respected his intention. He was so intentional when he first came out. Just very much, this is who I am. This is the type of music that I make. I have a talent. You're either going to look past what I look like to hear my talent, or you're not. And if you don't, that's fine.
Right.
That I will give him.
I'll pay either way.
He seems to be quite paid, because Tekashi all in the DM trying to see what he can get him. All in the DM. You said earlier that you're not into alter egos. That's why I started cheesing from ear to ear, because I kind of think that I'm not either. But if I were, I wonder what my alter ego name would be. Something like Fierce, like, and I don't even know if my alter ego would be a woman either. I do question. I think my alter ego would probably be a man. I have very masculine strength.
Get into that.
I do. Most of my cars have been men. Like, I've named most of my cars male names. So my alter ego would probably be, I don't know. I have to think through that. What would yours be? And what would your alter ego help you do that you're not already accomplishing?
My alter ego. My name, my first and my middle name, Elijah Marquise. That's my stage name. So I guess my alter ego's name would be Marquise.
Okay.
just Marquise.
Okay.
And
Marquises be cute. I never knew an ugly Marquise growing up. Marquises be looking good.
I know
You knew some ugly Marquises?
He looked like one of them Ninja Turtles, but the real action one, the Leonardo with the neck.
I'm mad when people say somebody look like a Ninja Turtle and then they specialize which Ninja Turtle they look like.
Because, he wasn't looking like the other one.
Some of them looked a little better. Yeah, you stupid.
He was looking like the wrong one. And then, the Marquise had a boyfriend that looked like Master Splinter. So, but back into what I was saying.
Yikes.
Marquise would just speak out more. I don't speak out as much as I should. I am very outspoken.
Okay.
However, on certain things, I know how to hold myself. He would definitely be more confident on the outside. I have a lot of social anxiety, and it does not seem like it because I love being on stage and I love performing. However, when I get off that stage or before I'm on the stage, everybody will tell you I am such in my own little bubble, in my own little space, just like, oh, don't touch me, don't touch me, because I'm just like, my mind's thinking of what everybody else's mind is thinking of.
I get it. That is exactly what anxiety is.
I'm just like, so I wouldn't have any anxiety. I'm already going after my dreams. So there's nothing that my alter ego would do that would push me to do anything more.
Okay.
I feel like I'm pushing myself a lot.
Talk that.
Yeah. Because I have so many things so many businesses that I have my hands into: hair, music, fashion, event planning, realty. So it's like I'm extending myself a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's.
So the only thing that Marquise would help you do would be really bringing the internal confidence out more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And dance more on stage.
Do you dance
people
well?
say, I can be choreographed, I can pick up an 8-count quick. However, my stage presence loves a stool.
I live for a stool, Elijah.
Moment.
What are you talking about? There's not been a photo shoot MsMedia has done her where she didn't have her cheeks propped up on a stool. I love a stool. It's great.
It's a great moment to just sing and sit and talk to the. And I love a good song that I have to sing. Like I love to sing.
Personalizes it too.
Yeah.
Like a chair is like really official, right? But if you're on a stool and you're in front of a crowd,
it's like I'm with you.
Do you remember Unplugged?
Yes, I love. That's where I got it from. Mariah Carey's Unplugged, where she was singing "I'll Be There," and she came and sat. She said, "You and I." I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
I gotta do it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Okay, so your alter ego, Marquise, would bring the confidence that you've got internally outside. I know you said you've got your hands in a few things, which really means if I need to hold 20, you should have it, because you said you're doing.
We like coin.
You're getting to the bags so much that the bags are probably coming to you at this point.
Yeah.
What upcoming events do you have? I know when you came into our studio today, you mentioned that you do somewhere from 1 to 4, and then you've got a comedy show. Sounds like a press day for you.
Yeah.
What upcoming events do you have?
I have a lot of events actually coming up. I have this love panel that I'm putting together, and I don't know what I want to necessarily name it yet, but right now it's called Love Panel. Okay. And it's 4 couples on a panel, and we're gonna have people come in and just ask questions about Black love. And mind you, they're all entrepreneurs. They're all people of of a certain stature in their own right. Nice. And just to basically, because I feel like people aren't highlighting Black love and Black success as much as they should.
Just the toxicity of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just the toxicity of it, and just all the extra little Cardi B and Offset, moments, like having a divorce. They're not talking about how, through that all they still stayed together and parented amazingly, that little girl. So I have that coming up. I have my Mondays nights, which is every Monday. And
that's going to be the Taco Tuesday on Monday nights.
Exactly. Okay. And that's going to be at the Hybrid Suite uptown. Okay.
And that is starting
the 2nd week of April.
Second week of April.
Yes. And then, just recess and all of the other things. I'm going to be in the studio this summer.
Do you have any EPs on the way out?
A lot. I have 2 that are in the works at the moment. I don't think I'm going to put them out at the same time. Okay. However, they'll be done around the same time, so I'll just space them out. I've been doing a lot of writing.
Yeah.
So for that, that's going to be great.
I recently heard my dad listening. He went back and forth between Jay-Z and Bruno Mars. So I think he's in the lab. I think my dad's in the lab. When you start listening to different people or expanding even, you know, what your ear palette was, you know, you can kind of tell when an artist is up to something. Yeah. So you've got some EPs in the works. You've got some events that you'll be popping up to. How are you making sure that you continue to get to the bag amidst COVID? Because for me, as soon as you get up out of here, I'm going to spray my mouth with hand sanitizer. Like, how are you? It's been very difficult to, you know, to be hustlers when the pandemic has been amongst us. How have you gotten around that?
Well, I like a lot of like nutrients, like supplements. Like I take a lot of supplements, like these little immunity shots and stuff. I take a lot of those. Mask everywhere, definitely. Wash our hands every time we get in the car or out of the car. We put hand sanitizer on. I'm naturally a very clean person, so, and I don't like germs.
What about at events? Do you find that people are still shaking hands? People have reached out to shake MsMedia's hand at a few things, and I've just looked at their hand like.
Now, I can say I'm horrible at that because I am a hugger. It's just,
I'm a hugger
in
too,
me,
yeah.
and I hate that some people, I have to just be like, hey, but the people that I know and are in my immediate circle, be like, hey girl, when we hug and everything. Yeah. I do have to stop doing that though, because you don't know where those people have been when you're not with them. Yeah. And that's how I caught COVID the first time. Because I was out.
How many times did you have it?
One.
Okay.
But I don't want it again because there's a new strain and everything. But I actually was out performing, and I had like 3-4 performances that week, and I was just, the end of the week I was done. I was so tired, and I was like, why am I so tired? No other symptoms.
So you had no idea where you even got it from because you were so busy that week.
Exactly, and I was around my mom, so that worried me because she has health problems naturally, so I didn't want her to catch anything. Thank God she never caught it. So, you know.
It's crazy. I know that a lot of people are going back and forth between whether or not they'll take the vaccination. I guess I just want to know that it works. Yeah. You know, those of us in entertainment really don't have the luxury of not taking it. Yeah. You know, we have to be around people and crowds of people. Exactly. So I'm headed to a crowd this afternoon, as a matter of fact. So I will keep praying for you, and you keep praying for me. Yes. Okay. Yes. Tell my followers and my media lovers where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Elijah Marquise Official. That's ElijahMarquise Official. I have a couple singles out on SoundCloud. We don't really pay attention to them, but you can find them on there too.
Are you on Apple Music?
I will be very soon.
Okay.
Literally like next month.
Perfect.
So look out for that.
When that happens, you send me a text, not a DM, not an email. Text me, because I'm big on promotion. So you make sure that I know about it. Okay.
Yes.
Before we leave for the day, what do you want to leave as a legacy as an artist? What do you want your Wikipedia to say about you?
Jesus. I wanted to say so much because I want to do so much. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, if I don't achieve everything, I would like them to say that I was a humanitarian, definitely. I want to help a lot of people, like, with my money. It's not just like, oh yeah, let me get all this money and buy a house and just be to myself. No, I want to, like, hold other people up with me and, you know, help with that. Great vocalist, great performer, and a hard worker. I would love to for them to say that, for people to recognize how hard that I work. Because, you know, people see things and they just think that it just comes
overnight.
Overnight, exactly, or that it just happens for you. And they don't see the long nights, especially, I know you would know, the long nights that we're, you know, up just trying to figure out our lives and come up with a plan and then how to execute it. And when we're executing it, that's another step, and that's forever. So, definitely a hard worker and a lover.
I appreciate your spirit, saying that you want to be known as a humanitarian above anything else. I think that goes a long ways, right? You could have said, a great artist, I want people to listen to my music, I want them to learn from my music, but you said you want to touch and impact people, and that's really important to me as well. So we'll talk offline about that as well, okay? Thank you for coming on my platform today.
Thank you.
Before we leave for today, Elijah Marquise has a special treat for us. He promised that he was going to give us some of that vocal producing voice today, and we're going to get a chance to hear that. Stay tuned.
So I guess I'm lonely, broken hearted, life's not over. start again. While I'm lonely, broken-hearted is a hurting thing to get over. I'm young, but I'm wise enough to know that you don't fall in love overnight. Oh, yeah. That's why I thought if I took my time, that everything in love would be right. So I listened to all advice, and I remember each time I cried, but I guess I'm lonely, broken-hearted. Life's not over. I can start again. While I'm lonely, broken-hearted, it's a hurting thing to get over.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for tuning in with me today, Celeste Mose, MsMedia. Had a wonderful conversation with Elijah Marquise. Make sure that you stay tuned in next week to catch Mondays with MsMedia. Until next week, let me leave you with this. Art is as simple as what's inside you. Be true to you, you'll be true to your art. Celeste Mose, MsMedia.